Hi, I'm Lucien Pierce, a partner at PPM Attorneys, a firm specializing in ICT law. Today I'm going to be speaking to you about South Africa's digital migration policy. It's been pretty contentious and it's something that's dragged on with uncertainty for a number of years. But recently, on the 8th of June 2017, the Constitutional Court made an important ruling in the current uncertainty affecting digital migration. There is a dispute that's been going on between ETV and the Minister of Communications and a few others. Now, this dispute related to whether set-top boxes, which are going to be subsidized and given out to about 5 million underprivileged people in South Africa, are going to contain a particular type of technology. Now, this technology is essentially encryption. What is encryption? Encryption is basically the scrambling of signals that are received from the broadcaster, and the set-top box then takes those signals and unscrambles them so that the viewer can see the particular content that is being broadcast. Now, the question that the court had to answer was whether the set-top boxes had to be encrypted or not. ETV was in favor of encryption, and the minister and a few other broadcasters were against it. The argument was that encryption would result in additional costs for the taxpayer insofar as manufacturing these boxes was concerned. So ETV raised a number of arguments, the most important of which was that it hadn't been properly consulted, as they argued was required in terms of our law. So the Constitutional Court had to look at the entire process that was followed from the very first minister in 2005 right up until the most recent minister, Faith Muthambi. And what the court then decided was that even though there were 3 or 4 different ministers during this process, the department itself was essentially what decided the policy that would apply. So as much as 3 ministers changed, each minister had a different view. The fact that the Department of Communications was involved in one continuous process was not affected by the changes in the ministers. Now, ETV argued that each time the minister who came in changed his or her view, that it should have been consulted when that view changed. But what the Constitutional Court said was that there was sufficient initial consultation, and even when the most recent minister before Faith Muthambi, his name was Yunus Karim, when he was debating whether to have encryption or not, the court said that at that point in time, as much as he might not have considered any new views that ETV put forward, the fact that he took all these views into account mattered. So when his replacement, Faith Muthambi, came in and decided to implement set-top boxes that did not have encryption, the court said that she had considered previous submissions, she had considered the initial submissions that ETV had made, and she had come to a rational and reasonable decision that encryption wasn't necessary and would just increase the cost of these set-top boxes. So the Constitutional Court said that there was sufficient consultation for Minister Muthambi to make the decision and implement the government policy that set-top boxes would not be encrypted. And that is essentially why the court ruled that the entire process was lawful and Minister Muthambi could make the decision that she made. Of course, what are the implications now for South Africa and its digital migration process? Well, as you know, we are far behind our international obligations to migrate from analog to digital. What this means is that we have some certainty now that the manufacturers of the set-top boxes can actually start manufacturing them according to the required specifications, and that our digital migration process has a lot more certainty and can pick up speed again. The benefits, of course, for South Africa are that we will have a lot more broadcasting channels, which means a lot more production companies can start producing content. If you're producing content, you're employing people to do that. So in my view, with this certainty comes great benefits for South Africa, for the economy, for our media industry. So let's hope that the minister and the industry work together now to get everything back on track and to get production rolling.